Hey friends, how's it going? Brad Hussey here, ready to show you how to blueprint your websites using Wix Studio's visual wireframe and sitemap generator. But before we do that, just want to make sure I'm coming in loud and clear for everybody. If you're watching YouTube, Facebook, where else do we got? X, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn too. We're all over the place. Let me know if you can see and hear me all right. Let me know in the chat. I want to make sure that we're all good. And while you're there, let us know where you're tuning in from. Where are you watching from? And what are you looking for today? What are you looking to learn today? What are you excited about? Do you have any questions about Wix Studio, about the wireframe generator, about your websites? Let's make this collaborative. Leah, Zoa, and Wix Vault, cool username, says, hear you loud and clear. Can we see this? Let me throw that up on the screen there and make this kind of fun and interactive. Leah says, hear you loud and clear. Zoa says, hi. Hi, Zoa. Hello, everyone. We got Carnell Creative. Hey, Brad from Orlando. Amazing. Carnell Creative. Are you new to Creative Crew? Have you been following along? Do you run a web design business, an agency? Tell us a bit. This is fun. I love interacting with people here. This is really cool. Oh, we got Leah from Kentucky. Leah, I recognize your name. Kimberly from Italy. Jessica from Austin. Zoa says, hola from 305. Hola, ¿cómo estás? My Spanish is okay. I did Duolingo Spanish for 3 years before Duolingo became trendy. So I know lots of words, but I could probably speak to a kindergartner. And that's about it. What do we got? Hayden, freelance web dev, business consultant from Austin, Texas. I like it. Slav, I recognize you as well from, wait, let me get it right. Gloucester? It's spelled it's spelled Gloucestershire, but I know better. I'm from Canada. So we have a couple of those funky names, UK-based names. Is it Gloucester? Like, give me something here. Give me something. I always like trolling people with, we call it, what is it? Worcester sauce? But some people will call it Worcestershire sauce. I call it Worcester sauce. Prince Promise. I'm liking that name. From Nigeria. Welcome. Warden from Lithuania. We got True Abundant Life Community Outreach. Hi, thanks, Brad. Slav is laughing at me and my Worcestershire sauce. Gloucestershire, UK. It's a UK. I almost got it. Just razzing you. Carnell, I'm not new. Yes, I'm an agency owner. I've done the studio bootcamp. I'm here to learn more. I like it. This is great. It's great to see everybody here. This is wonderful. I love it. We got people all over the place watching and tuning in. I really appreciate it. What are you excited to learn about today? We're talking about blueprinting your website and mastering your sitemaps and wireframes in Wix Studio. Did you know that this was a tool? Did you know that this was an option? Did you know that Wix Studio had a visual sitemap tool that basically replaces Reloom? Does anyone know Reloom? Reloom.io? I used to use it and now I don't because I don't need to. Consolidating that tech software sprawl. Goldfish. Whoops. Yeah, Goldfish. Love seeing you make this content. I have one of your Udemy courses. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. I've been hanging around on the internet for a long time. A lot of you might know me from my Udemy courses. So it's great to see you here. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I'm still kicking around. We're doing web design for life. Web design for life. I love teaching the business of web design and helping you use web design as a mechanism for providing for your families and you know, making a good income and giving you that freedom that you deserve. Great. Love it. So let's do it. Let's jump in. I love talking with you. This is great. I'm going to share my screen here and show you just a little something. Look, it's me. Let's change it to the visual sitemap and wireframe. Beautiful. So real quick, Wix Studio's got the visual sitemap wireframe generator. It's a pretty new tool, actually. They only released it a few months ago. So it allows you to visually map out your client's site, and then you can choose to add custom wireframes with a fully native AI-powered site structuring tool. So I want to show you this in a genuine, real, practical way to show you how you would use this for a client site, for a client project. I mean, you could use it for your own personal sites as well, but this, where it really gets powerful is using this for client projects. You're an agency. I know Carnell's here, agency owner. We got some other web design business owners here as well. This is really useful for those client projects. And let's say you got a client project that maybe their budget's a little bit more on the slim side, but you still want to take them on and nurture that relationship because you know that you'll have more projects from them. You nurture that relationship and keep getting work from them. This is a great way of giving them a lot of value in less time and keeping it on budget. And let me show you how. So obviously there's a nice page here. You can give this is explaining the product here. We're going to dig right into the product and show you. We're going to get our hands dirty. I encourage you to do it too alongside. Leave this tab open and go to Wix, Wix Studio .new. If you type that in, https wixstudio.new, you can it'll create a new site, and it's obviously free unless you upgrade to premium. But this is the thing, if you're doing this for a client site, the client's paying for your premium plan anyway. So you add the brief, you answer a few questions, which we'll do. I got a really cool idea for one. It generates a visual sitemap and wireframes if you want. We're going to do this. We're going to do the whole thing. And it is incredible. You can make changes intuitively, track site progress if you're working with a team, export and send the sitemap to a client for approval. And the whole idea here is so that you can move faster from your brief to a sitemap to wireframes to a full site in record time. So let's do that. What I'm going to do, since I'm on this screen here, I can actually just click generate now, and it will take me directly to the actual editor for generating site structure. So this is like the wizard, the Wireframe Wizard. And I'm going to zoom in on my screen so you can read this better. All right. And I've got a bit of an idea here for what I want to showcase. So what I'm going to do is, the business type is, I'm thinking, let's pretend we've got a client. So this is a mock client project here. And the client that I want to serve that is coming my way is going to be a personal brand website for a wildlife veterinarian that's like based in the continent of Africa. And this person is going to go all over the place for conservation, for veterinarian work, conservation efforts, wildlife education, but is also like an influencer, sharing content on YouTube and Instagram and whatnot. So I'm going to say that the business type is going to be a personal brand website. Let's see. Oh, and it gives me a drop down. So we're going to say, let's go personal brand. Let's see what personal. We're going to say personal profile, because it's more around the identity of the person, okay? So let's describe this business. And I'm going to say, and I've got this pre-queued up, so I'm actually just going over to my documents to save some typing. And this person, this is a wildlife veterinarian based in Africa. And maybe we can be more specific too. You could say South Africa, or you could say, Namibia, or you could choose a country, but I'm just going to say Africa because this person goes continent wide. I'm aware Africa's not a country. Okay. It's really big. Dedicated to conservation efforts and wildlife education. This biz shares insights from fieldwork, educates the public on wildlife conservation, raises awareness. Now, I will say you that this was actually generated by AI. I had a little chat with my AI and said, hey, I'm doing this site structure workshop for my friends, and I want to have a mock client. And so I gave it a couple ideas. And so we're working with this wildlife conservation personal brand. Okay, so now what's the main service that we're going to be providing here? I think the main service or the main idea for this is to showcase a portfolio. Now you can add more later. This doesn't just like, basically this allows me to add apps to the site. Like if I'm selling a product, it's going to install Wix, the Wix checkout, like for e-commerce. If it's get booked online, it's going to install Wix bookings. So if I'm writing a blog, it's going to install the blog. In fact, you know what? I'm going to showcase portfolio. Now, what's the name of this business? It's actually going to be Dr. Wild's Conservation Hub. And where's this business located? Just Africa. Now, who is the target audience? This is going to be a few people. And it's going to be nature enthusiasts, conservationists, animal lovers, and students of veterinary medicine. Quick comment coming in here from YouTube, from Wix Vault. Said, I had tested this in my video, as is the case. The more content and the more descriptive it is, the better the copy on the site. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. And like with every AI tool, the more clear you are and the more descriptive and the more context you give the tool, the better your results. So if I just say it's a blog for a vet, I'm going to get a really generic bad output. But I'm putting here like, oops, oh, I really zoomed in there and messed with that. There we go. Like if I'm putting here, you know, a big description of this business, this is actually really helpful. And the more context you give, the better. And this is going to be helpful, especially for a real client. And I want to pretend this is a real client so that we get the best possible results. So now what makes this business unique? Well, I have a nice little write-up here that says the veterinarian works directly in the field with endangered species, sharing real life stories, photos, and expertise to inspire global awareness and action for wildlife conservation. In fact, you know what? I'm going to switch this up a little bit, just a tiny bit. I want to be even more niche and specific here. I want to say that this is a wildlife veterinarian who specializes in like cheetahs, specifically because one of my daughter's favorite animal is the cheetah. And I feel like it'd be a cool, you know, paying homage to that idea. So maybe it's not just like a general wildlife photographer. So I'm going to actually make it be specific to cheetahs. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just over in my Notion. You can't see it. And I'm just going to quickly ask my AI to make this more specific to cheetahs and cheetah conservation. Okay, so that's just going to tweak some of these outputs, and I'm going to use this so that we have an even more specific website or client and the website we're going to generate. Okay, so I'm just going to see what we got here. This is my first pass. I haven't even really looked into this too much. So I'm just going to update a couple things. So let's go back to describing our business. And let's say we had a talk with our client. And this is where you're going to have a meeting with your client, you know, Zoom call, Google Meets, you know, in person, phone call, whatever it is. And you want to find out like, what's your business? Give me all the details. And especially if you record that conversation and you transcribe it with AI, you can then turn this into, based on our transcript, describe this business. And let's say it's this: a specialized wildlife vet focused on cheetah conservation in Africa, dedicated to protecting these endangered big cats through medical care research and education. The business shares insights from hands-on work with cheetahs, educates the public on cheetah conservation, and raises awareness for their declining population. Now that's what I'm talking about. And what we're going to be doing is still showcasing a portfolio. And I'm going to change this to Dr. Wild's cheetah conservation. And it's Africa. Now the target audience might change a little bit. In fact, it's specific now to not only nature enthusiasts, but actually wildlife conservationists, and cheetah enthusiasts. So my daughter would very much fit into that. Veterinary professionals specializing in big cats, and organizations focused on African wildlife preservation. Great. Now, what makes this business unique? What do we got? We've got the veterinarian works exclusively in cheetah healthcare and conservation, providing critical medical care in the field, conducting research on cheetah health issues, developing innovative approaches to protect this vulnerable species. Okay, and then now the main goals, again, the more context you put, the better. We're going to say the goals for this site is to showcase successful cheetah medical interventions, conservation projects, build authority in cheetah veterinary care, educational content about cheetahs, attract conservation partners, research funding, and cheetah projects. And then the tone, I want it to be friendly right here, but also it's got to be like, it's got to be accurate. So maybe professional, informative. I feel like we're friendly and informative. We don't want it to be too clinical. Like we want people to like rally behind this personal brand and really, really love Dr. Wild and his or her efforts. So let's go continue. And this is where we're going to generate a site structure, and we can choose a visual sitemap in Wireframe. So we'll use AI to generate a site with unstyled layouts and elements and custom content. This is going to blow your mind. Or visual sitemap only, where you use AI to map out a structure of the site's pages and sections. Some projects, this might be what you want to do. But if you're working solo as a web designer and you're building this for a client and you want to stretch this further, I would recommend the visual sitemaps and wireframes. Here's why. We're going to start generating. It might take a minute or maybe two. So we'll hang out while we're waiting for this. Let me know in the chat. What do you think so far? Do you have any questions? Do you have any thoughts on this so far? Let me switch my camera so you could just see me. Can you already see how this might be a useful tool in your workflow? Or do you think that maybe this wouldn't be useful for you? Is it just maybe a one step in the way? Let me know what you think while we're waiting for these sitemaps and wireframes to generate. I'll even show you the loading screen while we're doing that. So it's generating that right now. It's mapping out that site structure. And we got some comments here. We got Artfully Graphic says, I love it so far. And Trelawney, what is a wireframe? Are you joking? And I mean that genuinely. Do you not know what a wireframe is? I just assume that you would know if you're a web designer. But if you're not a web designer, maybe it makes sense. And maybe this isn't the right video for you. But if you're learning web design and you want to know what a wireframe is, I'll show you. It's basically the blueprint of your website without like all the graphics and the colors and the typography. It's like a more neutral, sterile version of the website layout that's non-indicative of the final project. So the client can visualize what it might look like without being steered in one direction or the other. Okay, Trelawney, you're so serious. Hopefully that was helpful. Did I help you out with that answer? Because I'm going to show you a wireframe. Right here, we have a wireframe. I love that I'm the first person showing you a wireframe right now, by the way. This is excellent. So let me show you, Trelawney. And then we've got Zoa says, wow, great integration with AI. And then Goldfish, is Wix Studio a tool you can use to build sites that aren't hosted on Wix? Great question, actually. No, it's not. So you use the Wix infrastructure to host your site. Now you can actually integrate for the developers in the house. There is a headless solution that Wix integrates that you can use to integrate the Wix tools on your own. I'm assuming on kind of like your own server. Don't quote me on that because I haven't really dove into that. But if you typed in Wix headless, you'd see, you'd be able to use Wix Studio's power and the integrations and the apps and the infrastructure, but in a headless way. Forgive me for not knowing too much about that, but this is for if you're an agency or freelancer and you got clients, building sites using the Wix, like leveraging Wix's infrastructure and security and capabilities. This is going to allow you to scale faster and to serve your clients without worrying about all the technical, the security, and all the infrastructure. I talk to a lot of agency owners in my guest sessions in the creative crew. And whenever I talk to any agency owners who almost exclusively do Wix-based sites, specifically Wix Studio, which is the advanced platform for agencies and enterprises and freelancers. Let me just switch my camera for a quick sec. I'll ask them, do your clients ever get nervous when you say, I use Wix Studio and we need to build your site on like Wix's infrastructure and Wix platform? They always tell me the same thing. The client literally doesn't care what you use. The client wants a solution and they want value and they want you to deliver on your promise. Whatever the hell tool you use, they literally couldn't care less. The only people who care about which tool or platform you use are web developers and maybe web designers or product designers, whatever you want to call yourselves. That's the only person who cares. Like the only person who cares about if you use Wix Studio or Framer or Webflow or WordPress are people who are like, I use Framer to build my templates and Framer's the way, and they make content about Framer and they only care about Framer and they won't bother with something else. Or WordPress developers who are like holed up, building WordPress projects. It's like, it's the craftsman who cares about the tool, not the client. And I'm specifically saying, if you're a business owner and you're trying to serve your clients, focus on your clients. Yes, professional tooling is important. And I'm here to tell you that Wix Studio is a professional tool. There is no reason why that you should genuinely not use Wix Studio, other than maybe your client is married to a certain platform because their whole thing is built in WordPress. Good, do that. But if you're trying to build your business and you want to have a really intuitive professional tool with business solutions built in and an amazing editor and tools like what I'm showing you here, then that's why you would use Wix Studio. So just had to say that real quick here. Switching back, and Leah says, this is really helpful, especially for the beginner web designers. Well, and also for the agencies here who don't realize that this is an option, right? And Jessica says, this is amazing. If this is free, it definitely beats the Reloom free version. Yeah, it is free. It's just baked into Wix Studio. You could use this as many times as you want. And if you got a client and your client pays you $10,000 for a website, and they're the ones paying for the premium plan, like there's literally no reason. There's no cost to you other than your efforts. Trelawney says, dead. Yes, thanks. Super useful, Hayden. Instant bird's eye view of the entire project. New client proposals. Love it. Couple comments here, and then we'll keep moving. Wix Vault. Netlify had some examples of building the site on Netlify, but using Wix bookings to offer booking systems on top of their infrastructure. Hey, thanks. Really appreciate that. So that's like, you can use like the headless integration to Wix to utilize and leverage Wix tools like Wix bookings. But then in your own, web apps and websites. So out of my scope, but of expertise, but it's certainly there. Slav says, agree. As a senior web developer with years and years of dev experience behind my belt, SaaS, custom sites, B2C, B2B, I've done them all. And Carnell, love Wix, and now Wix Studio. Finally, Wix is more than good enough and is scalable for long term. I love it. I love it. This is great. This is great. I love pushing and showing people the possibilities with Wix Studio. And hey, I love all these tools. Framer's fun. Lots of really cool designers doing stuff. A lot of people I admire building cool stuff with Webflow. And I'm a WordPress guy too at heart. Like I've been using WordPress and teaching WordPress for a decade. But Wix Studio, it's honestly, it's where it's at. It's what I use now for projects and any new stuff. And if I have an opportunity to use Wix Studio for a client project or a personal project, I'm on it. Let's check out a wireframe. So here we go. This is the wireframe. I'm going to show you the sitemap too, but it starts with the wireframe. And so you can see here, cheetah conservation advocate, passionate wildlife vet, dedicated to safeguarding cheetahs through medical expertise, research, and education. Like, look at that. That UVP, real nice. A nice lock up here with your heading, paragraph, and a call to action. And some opportunities for images too. So you could send this to your client and show them like, all right, I'm working with Dr. Wild, and I say, hey, Dr. Wild, let's jump on a quick call. I'm going to walk you through the wireframe and kind of show you the direction we're thinking. client testimonials. Even gives you sample testimonials. Key conservation efforts, project 2, 3, 4, 5. I wonder where project 1 is. Love it. Learn with us. The conservation challenges, research findings, preservation tips. I mean, this is excellent. Get in touch now. Probably I would like link them here as well to like Instagram or like YouTube if they do like YouTube documentary style work, or like Instagram Reels. Build that personal brand and reach. Looks like this is probably trying to connect to forms. It's uploading a form. So it's even adding a form. Okay. So that's the homepage. Like, and this is insane. Look at all this stuff it added. Let's go to the wireframe and this sitemap. And let me show you the sitemap it generated. So we've got the main pages and the portfolio pages. And you can see we got home, about, experiences, resources, privacy, accessibility, and contact. Portfolio, collection, and then project. Okay. And then on the homepage, you can see it's got a visual hierarchy that you can see each section. And this is cool. So I just showed you the wireframe and it showed all the sections, like the header, the welcome, what people are saying, the conservation projects, and so on and so forth. I can move these around right here, and it will actually move around what's on the actual site. So if I say, you know what, the testimonials, I actually want it below conservation projects, that's going to reflect on the site. So if I go to edit on canvas for the homepage, it'll take me there. And I can see now my key conservation efforts are the second layer. And then it's what people are saying. So I can actually, instead of doing it here, which I still can, I can move it here, or I can move it visually on the canvas by dragging the actual sections, which I don't recommend. It's a little bit harder because you got more pixels to cover. Whereas right here, you can actually drag it around, but you can do it in the wireframe, the visual sitemap. Now, let's say you're working on the homepage and we're collaborating. You're working with my agency and I got a couple of you guys like helping me out. And I say, you know what, we're working on the homepage here. This one's in progress. And about page is to do, you know, experiences we have yet to do. Resources, we are done. We worked on it. It's perfect. So there's actually some progress tracking here, which is really useful because then now as you're collaborating with your team, you're able to visualize each page and what needs to be done. Now, not only can you adjust your progress, there's more actions like, you know, you can rename the section, you can add a section. Let's say on the homepage, Dr. Wilder's like, you know what, Brad, I love the homepage, but I'm missing a section for my Instagram. So, or my team, right? Or a gallery. I want to see a gallery of the work. We really want to highlight. We're really visual and really image heavy. And we show these shocking and beautiful images of cheetah rescues, cheetah medication, helicopter shots. So I go, yeah, we're doing pro gallery, Dr. Wild. So I add a pro gallery and it's going to add that pro gallery right here. Now let's say I want the pro gallery to be actually higher up. So it just installed that app for me. And I'm going to say it's right underneath our hero section. Dr. Wilder. Yeah, Trelawney. Maybe that's right. Dr. Wilder. No, he's Dr. Wildest. This is the wildest. And so we're going to check this out. Let's go back to our edit on canvas. I can click these three dots. Or for some reason, it's not working for me. I've got a lot of windows open. It's possible even if I refresh. Let's just do that. Trelawney. Cheetahs. What's up? Love the progress tracking, says Kimberly. And then Wix Vault says, I timed this in my video and it takes a little bit over a minute to generate the wireframe and the templated sections. Isn't that insane? Home, about, portfolio items, experiences, resources, contact. 5 pages plus additional interior dynamic pages. A minute to generate. That's stupid, isn't it? Isn't it? It's just nuts. Okay, so let's check it out. We added in our wireframe here, did it install the Pro Gallery? It did. Let's move it up here. And now I can edit on the canvas. Let's see if it shows up. Now, maybe it might not show. Oh, there it is. Yeah, here. Look at this. It added a Pro Gallery with a section. I didn't even realize it would do that. Look at this. This is the Pro Gallery section, but it actually added a header and a description. It didn't just add a gallery. It actually said, dedicated cheetah veterinarian, Dr. Wild's Cheetah Conservation is committed to safeguarding cheetahs in Africa, specializing in cheetah health, yada, 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 yada. So it's giving you context. And then here is the gallery. And it's giving you the mock-up kind of like basic like images. It's not giving you like sample images. It's just doing like the wireframe mock-ups so that you're not, you know, like leaning the client one way or the other. You're just saying, look, this is where your beautiful images are going to go. And then we go to key conservation projects, the testimonials, learn, get in touch. Maybe there's like, maybe your client, let's go back to our sitemap. And client's like, you know what? We actually, we sell like, I don't know, a book. You know, the Dr. Wild has a book about his story and about cheetah conservation. And we're like, all right, more actions. We can add a section. Or what if we added like another page just for the book? So let's go right here and we can go plus and it'll add a page in between these, not only in the navigation and the sitemap structure, but on the site as well. We can also say add new page here, but I'm going to actually do it here. I'm going to say, this is where I want the page. And I'm going to generate a new page. And this is going to be a new page for the book. So I'm actually just going to go off real quick in my AI in Notion and say, I need a new page for Dr. Wild's Cheetah Conservation book. Give me a name and description of this page for a brief. So I'm going to generate that just off the screen here. All right, this is so cool. AI is just wild. So here's what we're going to do. So the book project is called Saving Speed, a veterinarian's journey with Africa's fastest cats. And it's a compelling narrative. Okay, this is great. So what we're going to do is we're going to say the book, Saving Speed, and describe the page. The book project, Saving Speed, and there's the information. Generate wireframes and content. Check this out. Going to do that, and I'm going to generate an individual page with the sitemap structure and the wireframe content. So just give it a minute, and we're going to do that. Thoughts and questions so far? Those of you watching on X or Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, what's up? What do you think? What are you thinking so far? Who are people tuning in from anyway? Let me see. We got a lot of people watching on X, Twitter, YouTube. Nice. Really, really love it. Cool. All right, here it is. The book, Saving Speed. Header, the overview, Dr. Wild's Journey, Conservation Insights, get involved. Should we check it out? The status of this one is in progress. And I'm going to edit this on Canvas. And I want to see what it made for us. Okay, so Cheetah Conservation Specialist, a little generic here. I kind of want to take this and just say like AI text. What is the business type? Cheetah Conservation Veterinarian. I'm just going to say vet. And the business name, Dr. Wild. Text type, we're going to say title. The topic is going to be like a product description. Saving Speed. And I want to give more context here. Saving Speed. Oh, running out of speed. Dr. Wild's book. saving speed. I don't know what's going to happen here, but let's see. And Bruno, is there going to be a replay of this live? You bet. Right here on this link on YouTube. If you're watching on X, it'll be right there. And in the Creative Crew, creativecrewcommunity.com, it'll be on the blog, summarized, edited, and we'll have extra context. We'll have a post and a write-up and resources on the page as well. Along with all the other replays, guest sessions, you can access that in the creativecrewcommunity.com. Check that out. Okay. We're going to say option, discover conservation, Dr. Wild's book, save the cheetah, insights from Dr. Wild. And then I'm going to make some text, some AI text. Okay. And this is going to be a paragraph for a product description. And I'm going to give more information about this. How long do I get? How much text do I get? Okay, create this text. Let's see what it makes. Oh, the product name is Saving Speed Book. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got unable to create text. Technical problem. Oh, there, it worked. Saving speed. Let's go. Offers an intimate look into my experiences as a veterinarian dedicated to cheetah conservation in Namibia. Compelling narrative combines personal anecdotes. Man, this is so cool. I'm going to use that. Done. And then instead of learn more, I'm going to say buy the book because that's the point, right? Buy the book or get your copy. So there it is. Let's check it out. Authors, conservation work, some pictures, insights on cheetah conservation, support cheetah conservation initiatives. So what I would probably do here is like add a buy section, maybe some like a little trailer, but we've got it here. Now we've got a section called the book Saving Speed. And there it is. Now, if I wanted to include it, let's go back to our site. If I wanted to include it in the nav, I could say, go to the menu, manage menu, and I'm going to add an item and I'm going to go main pages and see the book is not added. So we're actually going to add the book. And then we're going to make this nav a little bit wider. And I want to actually move the book to be after about. Okay. And let's rename this link to actually be like, buy the book. And maybe it's the last one. And then eventually I'd turn that into more of a button. So that was like a primary call to action. So far we've got a home, about, experiences, buy the book, resources, privacy, contact, and then portfolio pages. So then on portfolio, we're looking at, let's see, what do we got as wireframes? So it's got a portfolio general page. Let's let it load. So my portfolio. So this is a generic text. So obviously this would need to be updated to be like, take a look at the projects we're working on. And then the portfolio gallery, I can go manage projects. And I'm just going to use some AI again and say, what are 3 projects or initiatives that Dr. Wild would include on his portfolio? And what I'm getting from my AI tool is the Cheetah Health Monitoring Program, the Cubs Rescue and Rehab, and mobile vet clinic. So it's like, I can say, choose all the types of work you'd like to showcase. This is going to be other. Enter the types of work. That's a great question because portfolio, it's not like I'm showcasing art. So if I were to say like, with my AI, describe the type of work I showcase in my portfolio. And so we've got, try again. Type of work, Dr. Wild showcases in his portfolio. And so we've got, let's see. In one line. Sorry, I'm just chatting with AI here. Just trying to generate kind of like a description of what Dr. Wild includes in his portfolio. So what we got is this. I don't know if this will be useful, but we'll see. Compelling there. Wait, that's not it. Dr. Wild's portfolio showcases initiatives in Cheetah Healthcare, mixed media. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to pick a couple images from the Wix Media Manager. I'm sure there's some cheetahs here. Media from Wix. I can also do Shutterstock and Unsplash. I bet you Unsplash got a cheetah. Let's go. Oh, nice. These are nice. Let's go like drama. Cheetahs are dramatic. Ooh, I like that. So we're going to add this. Let's add a couple more. Oh, I could select multiples. Let's just do that. Cheetah. I'm going to go this one. That one looks mighty. Whoa. And this one. All right. We're going to upload. Oh, I selected a lot more. Whoopsies. That's okay. So I'm going to say that's a project. Okay, so it's going to do that. It's going to analyze images. It's probably going to do some AI, setting up the portfolio. Let's see what happens. I'm just kind of playing here. All right. Okay, Cheetah Healthcare Initiatives. This is nuts. I didn't even have to say it. This project showcases groundbreaking initiatives. Let's create that portfolio. Got it. We got some new projects here. So let's, I don't know, let's see what we can do. What options do we got here? We can share the project, edit. Let's open it up and edit. Let's see what we got. Look at this. And man, this is so great. Location. We could say like Namibia. And like project type, conservation, and rescue. And then like date. Let's just say May 2020. Project media. Let's pick a sweet cover. I want to have this one be the cover. No, we need a drama cheetah. That. Can I choose that and make that the cover? And I can do focal points too if I want like to make sure the focal point is on Cheetah's beautiful face. Alt text. You know, I could do that. Done. Okay. So there's a description. I can add alt text to the images. Like there's some things that you might want to do here. And you could generate missing alt. Look at this, guys. Don't even. AI is just going to do this for me. The alt text batch, all of my portfolio items are going to be AI generated. I don't need to go through and ask AI individually. I could just use Wix Studio's batch generate missing alt text on all of my images to improve my SEO. Apply the alt text. Don't even. Edit SEO settings. What are we at here? What's going on? I could do an SEO assistant. The alt text is done for all the images. And we've got all of these things done. We can update and we can be specific about our SEO, our advanced, the meta tags, data markup, social share. This is nuts. Okay, let's save and close. And what I want to do is actually see what we got. So we've got one project here. I want to go back to our site and see, does it show up? It does. We got one project there. So let's preview that. Cheetah Healthcare Initiatives. I click on this. It's going to open up the auto-generated wireframe version of the site. So this isn't me designing it. When I work with my designer and we have like a custom brand for this Dr. Wild, we're going to have a custom brand. It's going to have the right typography and colors, choices, imagery. But this is like, look at, it's already structured out for me as a starting point. Let's say Dr. Wild only had a $5,000 budget, and this is $5,000 less than I start with for these projects. But I go, you know what, Dr. Wild, my daughter would be proud of me to be working with you because of cheetahs. I will do it for your $5,000, and I'm going to give you the value that I give my $10,000 clients because I'm using Wix Studio and I could do stuff like this. Can we just take a moment to say that without any actual hard effort, I put this together? I can open this up. It's going to be beautiful, high res imagery. I can scroll through with my keypad, and I could go full screen for these images. They're AI alt text generated. And there's the description of portfolio, just like that. So I can go back to the site, back to my pages. And if I go to portfolio, you can see I've got my general index portfolio page. Now that it's actually dynamically adding and generating my portfolio items. Collection pages. Let's see what collection pages. It's the same thing. Portfolio collection pages. That's the index. And then project pages. So right now it's showing one project. But if I were to want to add more, I could easily do that. Okay. So let's go back and see. So we've got our portfolio pages, and maybe I want to rename. I don't like, we're working on this portfolio right now. We're going to say it's going through iterations, and I don't like that it's called portfolio. It's not a good name for it. So we're going to edit this. So I can go edit on the canvas. And what I'm going to do is go to my layers or pages, and I'm going to go to settings. And this page's name is going to be called our projects, or let's just call it let's call it the Cheetah Project. I don't know, that sounds cool. Maybe there's multiple initiatives that happen as a part of the Cheetah Project. And we can change the SEO basics. We can change the name. Perfect. SEO. So now what I can do is just, update some text. And we can say, we're in our portfolio, and we got to rename our portfolio. And I'm just going to go to my AI tool one more time and say, I need a great name for Dr. Wild's portfolio. I'm thinking the Cheetah Project. Let's see what we get just to work with this. And, ooh, the Cheetah Guardian. I think that's pretty cool too. But I'm going to stick with the Cheetah Project. Okay, let's say the Cheetah Project. And let's see here. Give me a description. I need a better description for here. Boom. Save the cover image. I need to change this image for our Cheetah Project. Let's go cheetahs again. And we want like something pretty. Someone's got some drama. 2 cheetahs. That's cute. We're going to set that as the cover. We're going to save. And so you can see we got one Cheetah Project here, but I can add more, and you can use AI to like add more to your portfolio. I'm going to leave it for now though. So let's go back. So now we got the Cheetah Project. Dr. Wild's portfolio showcases groundbreaking initiatives in cheetah healthcare. And so maybe this one is called, Managed Project. Maybe this one's like the Namibia Project. And we change this to manage this item, the Namibia Project. And so now, when I view this, we've got the Namibia Project. It's too good. And then I didn't even show you, we have an about page that was already generated to fill in the information. Now I could say like, hey, maybe Dr. Wild says, I love it, Brad. Take the lead. You do what you got to do. So now I've got everything here and I could just say, I just need the right text. So Dr. Wild, I need you to give me the right text for these sections. I need you to give me your high res photos. Give me those drone shots of you jumping out of the helicopter. And we're going to do background images, background videos. Like I can start filling this in and say like, change the image and say like Africa. Let's say Namibia. Whoa, that's cool. Unsplash. Guys, I don't even know if cheetahs are in Namibia. PS. I should ask my daughter. Yeah, that is one wild looking cat. Update. So now I'm just adding more. And I can start saying, all right, now we're going to start building this site out. So we got our colors. And we're going to say, we got the structure. The sitemap's done. It took me 5 minutes. The content is all mapped out roughly. Took me another 2 minutes. Now it's time to start playing with the color. So I could say, Trelawney's laughing. I could say, all right, let's start changing our color palette. You know, we're going, I want to steal a color from here. Use some of these sort of tones. And so I'm going to just choose something a little on the subtle side here. It's got that desert vibe. Great. Text. I'm going to pull colors from the cheetah here. Text is going to be more on that. Let's go this. So that's going to update the text. And let's say we go back to our colors. And what are we choosing? So if I choose that color, is that pulling from my site themes? It is. It's pulling that secondary color. So let's say these secondary colors, let's choose another cheetah color. Or the desert. Let's go something from the desert. Right here, I'm looking at like kind of bronzy vibe. So let's find like a better tone here. Let's go maybe on the yellow side. Let's find maybe that gold. Just work with that. Okay, and let's see what other colors are being used here. I see this one's got a secondary color here. What is that pulling from? Background, it's our third color here. Okay, let's go back to our site styles. And now I'm just picking colors off of a color palette here. Like I'm not doing any color science right now, but you know, we're working. Let's find something in this. Ooh, I like that. Now that means we might need to change this color here because you can't read this text. So we got to say this text, this color here for this text, we're going to have to do our lighter so that we can read it. Oh, you can't see it because my face is in the way. So we're going to override the styles here. And then we got this button. This button is going to be this. Okay. Now we're starting to like actually see it come together. Now, you know, let's preview the site here with just these few colors we added. Now I can go home and it's kind of using the colors here in the background. These are just generic images. So once I fill these in, that would look better. Okay. So we got our kind of creamy background. Let's see what happens on experiences. So we're just using the creamy background. So maybe you're presenting a wireframe to your client using subtle colors as a part of their brand. Or maybe they do have a brand book established, but no website. And so you can use colors from their brand book to present the wireframe to them. So it almost feels more like their brand. and more at home. You can kind of see it here. And so I can see that blue on the link is probably using that action color in my color palette, which I didn't establish yet. I just used the default. So if I click on that and say on hover, the hover text, it's using the text color on hover. It's using that blue. So let's choose the blue there, but we're actually going to change the action color here. So I don't know what would be a good, let's find this, but then we're going to do, we'll just do that for now. I'd probably choose a better color. Maybe like a sky blue or something, like the beautiful sunny African sky. Something that works with that gold. I don't know. We'd have to do some color theory here. And Wix Vault, hey, yes, it seems the Cheetah Conservation Fund was founded in Namibia. Hey, sweet. So I'm kind of on track here. Just pulling kind of random African countries and cheetah conservation together. Neat. Okay, so what do we have? What do we have so far? We did the visual sitemap generator, and it was as simple as filling out the information, creating a brief, answering a few questions. And then in 1 minute, while I asked you some questions in the live chat, it generated a visual sitemap to give us that bird's eye view with the structure, page hierarchy, and pre-installed apps and business solutions like the portfolio. And if I wanted to, a blog. I could also rearrange the hierarchy right within these widgets. I didn't have to go to the site and arrange the layers. I could do it right here, and it would automatically update that for me. So I'm rearranging the sites, and I'm going page, 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 page. I'm rearranging these pages in a second, just like this, without any effort, without going around to the pages individually. And I'm restructuring the pages. Maybe I want the by the book in the sitemap structure to be this way after resources. And maybe I wanted experiences to be before about. Okay. Now, maybe I wanted to add more pages. Maybe I wanted to add more portfolio items, and I can update and edit my portfolio here. And let's say I'm happy with my progress here. My project pages looked great, and we're approving. So we've got our approving like kind of progress tracker, collaboration, structure, AI generated content, AI generated wireframes. And it allowed us to go from a design idea and brief to a sitemap to an actual end product with a book buying page, with experiences, an about page, a portfolio, and suggested content and copy for the site. Now, in a matter of how long has this live stream been? 1 hour. And this is me talking to people and kind of, having to do two things at once. If I'm sitting here 30 minutes at my desk, I already have this brief, this sitemap and the wireframes put together. Before lunchtime, I'm contacting Dr. Wild to set up a meeting to walk through. So talk about efficiency, talk about value. It's nuts. It really is. So let me know, friends. Do you have any questions about this? Do you have any questions about how you'd use this? If it's practical use? Is this new to you? Did you know that this was possible? Did you think like, oh no, if I want this level of value or professionalism, I got to, use WordPress, or I got to custom develop something, or, I hear, Webflow is really popular and Framer is fun. Did you know that you could do this? Were you aware of this tool? Is this something you could see yourself using? Do you have any like hang-ups, questions, skepticisms? Are you excited about it? let me know. I'd like to know your thoughts before we wrap up here. I'm happy to answer a couple questions here before we wrap up our call. And then I'll let you go. And while we're waiting here, make sure that you check us out at creativecrewcommunity.com. It's our free community for web design professionals, freelancers, agencies, enterprises who do great work for clients. We do guest interviews. We have resources. We have group coaching on really hot topics with monthly themes. We have ways to hold you accountable to help you grow your business and to get better at the business of web design. You might be good at the craft. You might be good at building sites. You might be up and coming, but maybe you're not so good at business. Well, we can help you out with that. And we see Stark Digital Agency. Oh, I love seeing agencies here watching. Brad learned this in our bootcamp cohort 4. This is freaking insane. I used it with a client and it was a winner. That is incredible. Hey, congrats on that, Jacob. By the way, Slav says, I played around with it before, but you opened my eyes on it again. We'll definitely try this again with my next client. Zoa says, thanks. Ready to start on it. That's awesome. And Trelawney learned something new today. I love it. Thanks. It was great seeing this. I love it. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you check out creativecrewcommunity.com. Like I said, in fact, while I have you here, why don't I just show you real quick what we've got in store for you in the Creative Crew community. It's absolutely free. There's no fee. Let's see if you can see my screen. There it is. Creative Crew. It's a free community. We got events. We got discussions. We got group coaching. We've got a video library. You need help, people will help you. Introduce yourself, introduce your work, share something. If you want to collaborate on a project together, video library. We've got 75 plus hours of coaching, of group expert, guest expert sessions, workshops, tutorials on everything from pricing, networking, business management, Figma, growing your agency, confidence and mindset, closing deals, sales. We bring in some guest experts that are both well-known and up-and-comers. Group coaching with my friend, Michael Janda. I'm also going to be doing some group coaching as well. We got well-known folks and friends like Jesse Showalter, Hunter Hammonds. We got John D. Saunders, mastering day rates, tactics for scaling, creating contracts. It's all here. Discussions. We do workshops, resources. We teach you Wix Studio. We teach you business. We teach you web design. And this is where you get to collaborate and grow together. We also have a blog. It's just creativecrewcommunity.com, full of resources. We do a boot camp generally every month, but we do workshops, tutorials. We have a podcast. We do events. It's all free. And that's thanks to our friends at Wix Studio. So it's a pleasure for me to be able to show you one of my favorite tools in web design that's going to help you in your stage, whether you're just starting, you're freelancing and you want to leg up, and you want to leverage, or you're established and you want better professional tooling solutions. You're going to get that with Wix Studio. But more importantly, join us in the Creative Crew, creativecrewcommunity.com. That's where we hang. That's where we learn. That's where we grow. That's where I hold you accountable. That's where I think it's going to be your favorite place on the internet. Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it. Wonderful seeing you. In fact, today we have another session. Today's a double header, by the way. And later on today, I'm doing an interview with a gentleman who's going to be talking about turning creative ideas into actual profitable businesses. Join us for that. It's in the Creative Crew. It's free. Check it out. Come and check that out. We'll also be doing a live stream. It's going to be here on YouTube as well and all the platforms you're watching. Come see it. Thanks. You rock. Yes. Love the crew. Great seeing this. This is great and fast. You all are awesome. We will catch you next time. Peace.